Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Terraria. So, funny thing, I recorded this episode and then afterwards realized that when I pressed start recording on the sound recorder, it stopped working. And of course, that means that I recorded an entire episode without commentary, which is pretty lame. But now I'm watching the video while I am recording commentary, so I'll try to fill you in. Apparently, a goblin army has arrived at my house. I was playing off camera, like I wasn't recording when I was playing, and I saw the little message saying the goblin army is approaching. So I thought, oh, I should save and quit. And then I started up again. I was almost hoping that the goblin army would just not be there, but apparently it was. So now I have to fight this goblin army, and it takes quite a while. I'm not sure if there's any requirements for when the goblin army appears, or how long they're supposed to last, like it's a certain amount of enemies versus a certain amount of time or anything like that. But there's 4 different types of goblins. There's the scouts, that are the little ones that just kind of run at you. There's the brutes, I think they're called, or soldiers. And yeah, I did die because I didn't have any healing items in my inventory, and I kind of got stuck down in the cave. But anyways, there's the bigger enemies that, again, I don't remember their names. I think they're called the brutes or the soldiers. They have a little more HP and they're a little bit stronger rather than the scouts. They might have been changed to thieves. I didn't actually check their name. And my murderous ice blade is not as good as I thought it was. But there's also the archers that obviously shoot arrows from a distance and all that, which are very annoying. And my crimson rod just isn't really that effective against them. It's okay, but not very strong. And then there's also the mages, and they teleport around just all over the place and shoot the magic at you. And that was the nurse that I just talked to. She moved in, I think, off camera, like off screen, just because I have those life crystals, where now my HP is up to 240, which is pretty helpful. And right now I'm using the jester arrows with my lead bow. They're just something I picked up like in one of the jars. And of course Kevin was slain, my guide, which is so lame. But alright, so the goblins generally just drop a bunch of money or these items called the spiky ball that you can throw out, kind of like snowballs. Just you kind of lay them on the ground, they do a little damage when they hit the enemy, and then they stay on the ground. If they run over it, then they get hurt. And there's some strategies where you can like lay a pit full of those and just have the goblins run into that, which I really should have thought about. What I usually do whenever I play Terraria is like I'll dig out all the ground near the actual house that I'm at, because that's where the goblins attack. They attack your spawn point, really. So if you set your spawn point on a bed in your house, then they'll attack your house. And not really they'll attack your house, they'll just come at you near your house. But usually I'll just dig out like a massive pit all around my house so that the goblins can't really get to them, or get to my house, and I can figure out some other strategy at killing them. But apparently I didn't do that this time, and having that cave really wasn't a good idea right next to my house. So this battle goes on for quite a while because there's a lot of goblins, and my murderous ice blade is not as strong as I hoped it was. But the jester arrows worked really great because they just pierced right through all those enemies and did quite a bit of damage with each shot. And again, I keep going back to the murderous ice sword just because I really like it, but it's really not getting the job done. And I wanted to use the snowball launcher right there, but I didn't have any snow in my inventory at the moment, so I couldn't really do anything. And then now I'm using Undertaker just because I didn't want to use up all my arrows, so I thought the gun might be a little bit better. Then I tried using the Crimson Rod again, but as you can see, it's not really that effective. It's kind of hard to aim with if you're not really calm and collect as you're trying to aim. But once I got into a big enough group, then the sword was a little bit more useful. Yeah, this continues for quite a while. So long, because there's so many goblins that just take so long to beat. And this is really, not really my first boss battle. It's kind of like a mini boss, I guess. It is technically, I guess, a boss, but it's not really the same, because it's not just one enemy, or like 2 enemies that are giant bosses that you have to fight or something. So yeah, again, I don't know which way is east or west in this game. Like, I know on like a compass the northeast, southwest going clockwise, so right would be east and left would be west. But I think I remember reading or something that like in Terraria they switched the east and west or something. I don't remember, but when it says a goblin army is approaching from the east or approaching from the west, you can actually go off to one side and actually see like one of the scouts ahead of time. And I should have mentioned that the nurse, you can just go up to her and then pay some money to heal, which is very useful, especially during the goblin apocalypse, which is like the zombie apocalypse, both goblins. It's very useful to use the nurse to heal during all that. And also, now I ran out of jester arrows, so now I had to use some flame arrows, or flaming fire arrows, and not as effective as the jester arrows because they're not able to pierce through all those enemies, which is really what I needed the jester arrows for. And here, I'm finally going into my inventory and trying to find some snow or some snowballs, which I later found out the snowballs were in another chest, but I did have some snow in my current inventory, not just the treasure chest, so I just made a whole bunch of snowballs out of that, like a whole ton of snowballs, so that I can use the snowball launcher and see how effective that was, if I can ever get out of my house. Alright, I really need to like make that bigger or something, and of course I had to take some fall damage from that. And just throwing the snowball really didn't do much at all, but I was just trying to get them away from the actual snowball launcher so that when I use it, they weren't standing like right in front of it, which actually might have been a little better. But of course the archer standing in the way, and the snowball launcher is stormtrooper status achieved. Like, it just has terrible aim in front of it, which makes sense, but it's just kind of lame. It's not exactly meant for the goblin apocalypse. Alright, and the Crimson Rod actually seemed to be a little bit more useful right then, but I didn't keep using it for whatever reason, because I really just wanted to switch through all my different weapons, see which one was best, and then once I realized, oh, this one's better than all the other weapons, I should never use that ever again. Like, I don't know why that was my train of thought, but apparently it was, and these goblins are just insane. They're just everywhere. So many. And I mean, seriously, this battle takes forever. It's ridiculous. It's not the whole episode, that's for sure, but it's just ridiculous how long it takes. Because I really need a better weapon. And really, I think the only better weapons are like the better ore that you get, like the platinum ore and other ore later on that you get in hard mode, but it's just ridiculous because there's no real set like, oh yeah, then you do this and then you do that in this game. It's just find whatever you can and do whatever you can with it. Like, I like that aspect about it, but then it makes it a little bit more frustrating when you're trying to actually, progress and you don't know what to do. Alright, so obviously here, I'm just trying to use the snowball launcher again, and then using my arrows against the archers, which really wasn't a good idea. And the ice sword was also not really that great. And of course I really need to revamp that door system, that rope, because just not good placement of the rope. Oh man, and just, again, so many goblins that fight. And I don't know, maybe some of you have played this game and you know of a better way to fight the goblins. Like I said, well actually I do figure out a much better way in a little bit. Pretty soon, like right now. The spike balls, they're so useful against the goblins, and the goblins give them to you, so you can just keep getting more. It's just so much more effective than like any of my other weapons. I mean, except the Jester Arrow, that was pretty good, but I only have a few of those. And so what's so good about them is that they'll do some damage when they actually hit the enemy, and then they'll stay on the screen and bounce around and lay on the ground and actually hit the enemy even more, so that's pretty good. And the Goblin Army has been defeated, and Daniel the Guide has arrived. So yay for that, I guess. Because now my guide is no longer Kevin, he is Daniel. Which I actually like the name Daniel better than Kevin, but not as an offense to anyone named Kevin. There's nothing wrong with the name Kevin, but just, yeah. Anyways, so that's it for the Goblin Army. Occasionally they'll drop rocket boots that basically allow you to double jump, but like fly with your double jump. And I saw that red bird, I was like, ooh, maybe I should shoot it, and then I shot it with my first shot. That was that was crazy luck. And I was actually kind of expecting something to drop from the bird, but apparently not. And now I'm looking at the map. Not sure why I went to the left, but over here on the... Well, never mind. I guess it wasn't at that point that I looked at it, but I did a lot more exploring off-screen. And, oh look, Daniel, can I make anything with what I've made? And no, I can't make anything with that. So I think I used a life crystal right now. Maybe. No? What am I doing? I already forgot. It's been like 20 minutes ago that I made this. Maybe less than that. But, so anyways, now what am I doing? Looking through my chest. Oh, that's right, the slush blocks. And then this is when I use the life crystal to increase my life to 260. So using the slush block to get a bunch more ore, but not enough to get anything special. Like, it's only like 10 ore of any specific kind of ore, which is maybe like 2 or 3 bars. So it's not really like a super effective way to get stuff. But also that hook. I found that hook off screen like 3 episodes ago, but then I never remembered to create the grappling hook during the actual episode, because now I'm looking for a chain in my chest. And I also got the flipper and an extra beach ball because I went over to the ocean, which I'll show you in a second. But let's see. Where's the chain? There it is. And then I used that over here by the anvil to make the grappling hook, which is awesome. So useful. But first just make a couple of gold bars and 1 lead bar, and then just place it back in there. And I have enough gold bars to make 1 piece of golden armor, but because I have all iron armor, it gives me a set bonus to increase my stats a little bit. So if I were to replace one of the tin bars, and actually I should mention I tried to grapple hook and apparently the grappling hook goes right through the door and doesn't hit anything, so I just fell to my death. But anyways, so the grappling hook is very useful if you actually have something to grapple onto. And I was just saying earlier with the gold armor, is that if I were to replace 1 piece of my armor with gold, it wouldn't actually give me any stat increase unless I was able to replace all of it with gold. And I don't have enough gold for that, so here I'm just showing you off. I could probably explore over there, but I found another defiled area on the right of the jungle, and then there's the ocean. And I'm going to explore that cave in a little bit, but here in that ocean, if I zoom in, or it looks like a really small ocean. It looks like a lake. That's what I was talking about right there. But if I zoom in, there's some treasure chests that I went in and I looted from. I'm not sure if I got all of them, but there's that tombstone because I drowned in the ocean. So alright, that's where we got the flippers. But now, I said I was going to cut to that point, so yeah, I guess I will just cut. Alright, so here I see a little symbol that says, you feel, or not symbol, but the phrase that says, you feel an evil presence watching you. Now my first thought was the Eye of Cthulhu, because that kind of happened in the last game. And then just place a couple torches, which, again, I really need to remember to get a lot more torches. And start to explore the cave, and then I see a whole bunch of enemies appeared right there. A bunch of face monsters and wall crawlers. So I thought, quick, I better lock myself in here and keep them out by building a little ice wall. Which, of course, now that I think about it, like, why did I do that? And of course, now I'm out of torches, so I just got some glow sticks to go on. Like, ah, great. And I started exploring this cave that I don't have a pickaxe for, and just like, what am I doing? I didn't even bring any bombs to do anything. Like, this was just a totally fail attempt at trying to do some exploring. But the grappling hook, that was pretty awesome. Being able to grapple around like that. But it's not always useful. And of course, just throwing out my glow sticks and fighting in the dark, because that's what I do. And I'm gonna die from fall damage. It's so ridiculous. I mean, I don't actually die from fall damage, but it's just ridiculous how I thought this was a good idea. And I found, you know, a life crystal. That's good. I can increase my HP by another 20 points. And I don't have any bombs with me, so I couldn't get to that heart. But I think I fight that Chimera with the blood rod thing. And of course there I increase my HP a little bit, and then use the blood rod cloud thing, and my ice sword to help out with that. And again, like, what am I doing? Like, this is such a bad idea to come in here when I don't have anything to mine with, and I don't have good armor and everything. Like, seriously, the goblin army did kill me, and it almost killed me like 2 more times, so this is a terrible idea. But it did give me some rope and some lesser healing potions, and I did get 2 bombs. So I thought, hey, maybe I should try to break that open and use that better and everything, or get the loot that comes out of it. And then, oh no, the enemy is gonna kill me, but apparently it didn't. And I thought, oh sweet, I can just throw another bomb, and really that was a terrible throw. Like, I should have planned that much better. But at least I got some crimstone block, or crimtane, I always forget which one it's called. I think it's crimstone. So then I figure, alright, I should probably get out of here, or actually right now I'm still exploring a little bit, trying to find some more loot of anything I can find. Rope is good, or anything, and that's a much better place for me to try using the bomb, which I should have. I'm gonna come back here, and of course there's a face monster down there for no reason, but I am gonna come back here and try to find more loot out of those hearts, and hopefully not wake up the brain of Cthulhu, because obviously that was a failed attempt last time I tried fighting it. And gotta get past this wall crawler thing, and blood crawler, that's what it's called. And it's a really good thing that I don't take fall damage when I land in the water, because that's saved my life on more than one occasion. Alright, and making my way out, trying to get out of here, and then of course, wait for it, 3, 2, 1, now, or now, or there it is. Eye of Cthulhu has awoken because of that evil presence that was watching me, and I don't know why it had such a delayed effect, but now I'm in this cave with nowhere to go, and I'm trying to get out of here while the Eye of Cthulhu is attacking me. I'm like, oh great, that was a great idea to lock myself in here, but it didn't take that long to get out. But now, of course, if only I had some Jester arrows that were stronger than my flaming arrows to use against this Eye of Cthulhu. So that's why you really need some good ranged weapons. And also, I just realized I was so close to the ocean. I should have just gone in the water. I was thinking about that, thinking about how I would fight Eye of Cthulhu, and it is a good idea, at least in my opinion, to go towards the water, because then you have a better angle, I guess. But dang it, I was so close. I should have done that. But now, 2 boss battles in 1 episode. That's fun. Trying to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. It's ridiculous, but terrible idea. Especially because I was running out of ammo, and I didn't have any healing items. I mean, I did have some mushrooms, which I found out later were a bad idea, because then the mushrooms are closer to my hotbar than my lesser healing potion. So whenever I used my H to hotkey to heal, the mushrooms were being eaten first, and then I couldn't use my potions, which I'm not sure if you can not use a potion when you eat a mushroom, but for some reason I didn't try, so I was only gaining 15 HP whenever I would use my healing, which was not a good idea. And I should talk about Eye of Cthulhu a little bit. He has 2 attacks. He'll charge at you or spit out those little demon eyes, which really aren't that big a deal, but he's pretty easy to dodge if you know his attack pattern. You know how to dodge out of the way, but obviously it was a little bit harder for me just because of the terrain, and even though I did have double jump, it wasn't really that great, or that useful, I guess, at some points. And of course, the eyes, the demon eyes that they throw at you, is pretty good for getting some extra ammo or some extra HP, but I was focusing a lot more on just the Eye of Cthulhu because I really wanted to get him killed. So you can only fight him during the night. Once the morning comes, then he just flies away, which is really lame. But man, so ridiculous how long it took to fight him. And I'm just running low on HP. And once he gets to about half health, I think, yeah, right now, then he transforms, where now the eye turns into a giant mouth, which is a little terrifying when you think about it. And I think his attacks become stronger and faster and just more dangerous. And of course, with such little health, and I didn't heal correctly, and pretty sure it's right here. I tried to run away a little bit, but then nope, I was slain. I am not good at fighting bosses, apparently. So ridiculous. Alright, and of course I accidentally pressed B to activate my buff, which did nothing. I mean, it gave me night vision, but nothing useful. Alright, so that was pretty much it. I was just kind of recovering from the fact that I just lost a boss battle again. And I need better armor, and better weapons, and better arrows and stuff. And nothing else really interesting happens, I don't think, at the end of this. What do? I don't remember. Just quick stack everything into the chests, and I did go on to buy some musket balls for the ammo for the Undertaker, and then I used some silver to make them into silver bullets to make them a little bit stronger. And the lenses, that's what I was thinking about. I was looking for the lenses because if I have 6 of them, I can craft a suspicious looking eye, which will summon the Eye of Cthulhu, which I want to summon him, or the eye, he or she or whatever it is. I want to summon him when I'm at the house, so I can use the nurse to heal me while I'm fighting, like I did with the goblins, because that's a much better strategy. And I was also kind of thinking if I could like build a house for the nurse out on the ocean, and then just fight on the ocean with the nurse right there, which would be pretty useful. And of course the guns, they're really expensive, so this is where I just buy all the ammo. But now I think that actually is something I want to do. But before I do that, I want to go... Actually... Yeah, before I do that, I'm going to go back into that Crimson Defiled area and try to get a little bit more loot out of those hearts. And then maybe even try to fight the Brain of Cthulhu. Again, probably not a good idea, but yeah, maybe. Alright, so I know in the actual episode I went on for a little bit longer, but I already told you whatever happens. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.